Middle Eastern fragrances have never been popular. People love them because they are affordable. They come in beautiful bottles. They smell great and have great lasting power, but sometimes they're not exactly sure where to start, where to purchase them. And I have 11 from Aroma Concepts that I'm gonna rank for you guys from my least favorite to my most favorite, and just tell you a little bit about the fragrances, get you familiar with Aroma Concepts, so maybe you can grab a few affordable Middle Eastern fragrances too. If you don't know me, my name is Alicia. This is Alicia Budget Beauty. I do all things affordable beauty, fashion, also fragrance. I do hauls, tutorials, reviews, and ranking videos, all sorts of fun stuff. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe, stick around, be a friend. All right, you guys, real quick, I want this to mainly just be about the fragrances and ranking them, but I know some people may be out there searching for reviews on Aroma Concepts. I know people get a little bit nervous when they branch out from their typical like Sephora and Ulta. When they start purchasing fragrances from these other sites, they're just a little bit unsure. And I'm here to tell you guys, Aroma Concepts is legit. They do ship out of Florida. I have purchased 8 of these fragrances. 3 were sent to me here recently, but all of my experiences purchasing myself were very, very positive. They are really quick in their shipping. They have really fair pricing. I've only had one time, and this was with the PR that was sent, so no big deal. There were actually 4 in that box. 1 did come busted. I already owned that one, so it wasn't a big deal to me. They are really quick about responding when you DM, so I'm pretty sure that their customer service would be good if that happened to you, but that was only one time. It was probably, honestly, the delivery people were probably being nuts because the rest of it was packaged really nicely and they were fine. So I'm really not sure what happened there, but otherwise I've had a really, really, really good experience with them. I do also have an affiliate code with them now. I will put it on the screen. I'll also have the link down below. I do get a little bit of commission off of this. It does save you some money as well. You don't have to use it, but I, for one, my name is Alicia Budget Beauty. I want to get the best price I possibly can anytime I'm buying something, ordering something online, and I am hard pressed to order something without a discount code. I need to find one, I need to use one, and so I do have one available if you guys would like to use it. But now let's go ahead and get into these 11 fragrances, and I will start from the bottom to the top. All right, so coming in at the very bottom, and honestly, this is the only one that I will be decluttering that I absolutely just, for me, cannot wear. Even number 10, I do find a way, like I'm pretty sure I'm gonna still keep it and wear it even though it's not my favorite. Only one is like an absolute no for me, and that is Rua by Paris Corner. Now, the bottle itself is really hefty and nice. I do love this little rose cap here. You have the little tassel. I think that it looks really elegant. It's very weighty. It doesn't feel cheap. It is glass, so it would break if you were to drop it. You guys, I tried with this one. I cannot. I have a friend who is very well versed in fragrance, and she has a ton, and she does really like this. Now, I know she loves rose, and I do love rose when it's done the way that I like it, which is I like a young, fresh rose or a dewy, juicy rose, like rose petals. I like if it's mixed, in a way that's not too mature. This one is a very mature rose. And I think why my friend likes this is I know she got into fragrance because of her grandmother. And I'm sure it probably is nostalgic to her in a way. This is a very nostalgic smelling perfume. I would imagine this is what something like my grandmother might have worn. It reminds me of like Coty powder, that sort of, just like vintage makeup sort of smell that has like a rose scent to it. I know it has rhubarb in it, the rose, I think it has some more white florals in it. Now I will give you guys advice with Middle Eastern fragrances, even more so than regular fragrances. They tend to get better, usually, over time as they macerate. They can change, they can develop more, the juices can really start to just develop and enhance, especially if it's like vanilla in there, it'll get richer, it'll stand out more. So I thought, well, maybe this was just like the first time. And I put it away for about a month and I got it back out, and I can't. This is one that I actually scrub off. I cannot stand it. So I don't want to say it is like, you know, nobody out there would like it. If you love a very mature, classic, vintage, you know, reminds you of like a place in time, you know, like maybe other generations rose, you might really like this. For me, it's a hard pass, and this is number 11. Coming in at number 10, and I'm trying to warm up to this a little bit more. I think I just need it to be summertime. This is Batik. So this is essentially a watermelon fragrance, but it does have pear, strawberry, watermelon. In the base, it's supposed to have praline and musk, which I get a little bit of musk. I don't really get the praline from this. The reason why this is I'm gonna keep it, and I'm trying to really get myself to like it more and more. It's not that this is a bad scent. It's like a memory association kind of with me. You know how fragrances can remind you of something else. And I don't want to go into full detail, but there was something kind of gross that I had to clean up. And the only thing that I could use, it came from my dog. Okay, we'll just say that. The only thing that I could use was, that I saw readily available, was a Bath and Body Works hand soap that smelled very similar to this. This does not smell like soap, though. I want to make that clear. This is not a soapy fragrance. It was something about the scented part of that soap with the watermelon in it that reminds me a lot of this. So I keep thinking about that kind of yucky incident with my dog. But otherwise, this is very summer. This is very easy. This is like, keep it by the pool, and when you want to keep just spritzing it on and smelling like summertime, then you would use this. It's very fruity. It's not exceptionally sweet. It's like a juicy watermelon fruitiness that's not too sweet, and a little bit musky. So I think when I first was testing this out, it was a little bit cooler. I've had this for a little over a month or so. So I think once it hits like May, June, and it's hot, and I just need something like easy, juicy, not too heavy, I think this will be really, really lovely. So this could potentially move up for me in the future. And if I didn't have that association, it would probably rank a little bit higher. But if you're looking for a fun watermelon scent that isn't too sweet, I would recommend it. All right, coming in at number 9 is Kissa Pink. Now, this went super viral on TikTok, and this was actually the very first fragrance that I did purchase from Aroma Concepts myself. So number 1, bottle, beautiful. I think it's so pretty. I love this color of pink. I love the gold. It's very, very, very heavy. Feels very, very substantial. And one reason why I think this went so viral is Lattafa's Yara Pink also went viral first. And everybody was talking about how it is a strawberry shortcake, or like a strawberry milkshake, about the Yara. So then Kissa gets going, and everyone's talking about it, and they're like, oh my gosh, it's the same, it's even better. So I got Yara first, the Yara Pink by Lattafa. I did not get strawberry basically at all. I was like, what? It smelled like a very soft, pretty, delicate baby powder vanilla that I prefer layering. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. And I use the Yara Pink to layer. It layers really, really nicely with pistachio fragrances. Now, Kissa Pink is very similar, but I like it better. I detect a little bit of the fruitiness in there. So it's supposed to have apple, rose, and coconut. The coconut is ever so slight. So if you are like, oh, I don't like coconut. I love coconut, but I know some people, more and more I'm finding people do not like coconut in fragrance. You have to kind of have a trained nose or be told there's coconut in it. You don't readily smell the coconut. So if you are sensitive to that, you could still possibly like it. So this is fluffy. It is marshmallowy. It is somewhat powdery, but not as much as the Lattafa Yara. I really enjoy this one. I think it's pretty. I think this is another really nice layering one. I definitely prefer this over the Yara, and I just think the bottle is so pretty. So I kind of get why this went viral. And even though it's lower in my ranking, it's not because I don't think that it's pretty. It's just that it's not mind blowing. It's just a pretty easy grab, or one that I like for layering best. All right, coming in at number 8 is the Paris Corner Tusking Marina. Now, this was hard for me to put at number 8 because I do really, really like this. And even though it's not the most like unique fragrance, blow your mind, I really didn't have anything like this necessarily in my collection. This is aquatic. It is watery. It is fruity, but don't think sweet fruit. Think fresh ocean with like a little bit of citrusy fruits just kind of hitting the top of like an ocean spray. It reminds me of 90s fragrances a bit, because 90s was kind of all about that easy, fresh, cool. It wasn't like sweet. It wasn't all about like florals. It was just like this cool girl, this fresh, cool girl. And that is what it reminds me of. I didn't really have anything necessarily like this in my collection. I don't have a ton of aquatic fragrances. So I think this is beautiful for summertime. Again, I think this is another one that you could spray on, go to the beach, go to the pool, and you're not going to overwhelm anyone. It will feel appropriate. I love the bottle. I love how it goes from the brighter orange, like down, almost like a sunset vibe. Here we go. Maybe that will help a little bit show you the coloring in it. By the way, I'm filming this on the eclipse today, so it's a little funky. The eclipse is just passed, but the lighting is a little bit weird. So anyway, again, very weighty bottle, very hefty. I do really enjoy it. Any of these fragrances, ever since number 11, I really do like them all. So take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, this is Tusking Marina. Okay, at number 7, and I did want to rank this higher. I'll tell you where my mindset was, why I put it 7. This is Paris Corner Eternal Coffee. Now, this bottle, I will say, a few of the Paris Corner bottles do have a little bit of wear sometimes. Like right here, you can see this is chipped off just a little. There's another fragrance I'll show you that does the same. Doesn't bother me too much. Like, these are all very, very affordable, and I do think, at least from far away, it looks very lovely. I love this sphere cap. It's heavy. It did fall the other day, and I was like thinking it was going to shatter. It just bounced. It bounced like a golf ball, basically. This is also very heavy and weighty. The bottle looks more masculine, but this is definitely like, this doesn't lean feminine or masculine, but it's very gourmand. So that's kind of why. This is, imagine like a Werther's Original, but a coffee one. And I'm pretty sure they had that, or they still do. I haven't had a Werther's Original in a really long time, but I want to say there was like a coffee flavored one. That is what it reminds me of. It's milky, it's coffee. It is not bitter coffee. It is smooth. You've put in some creamer and like a little bit of like, almost like a caramel to it. This smells so good, but why I put it here is it's definitely a fall or winter fragrance only. Like, I'm not gonna walk around smelling like coffee. It's not that it's heavy, it's just a lot of times gourmands, unless they're really, really light and fluffy, you want it more so in winter time. I also think this will be really fun to pair with other things, like something with cinnamon, I think would be fun. So while I love the way that it smells, it's just not really season appropriate. That's why I put it where it is, but it smells really, really good. Okay, coming in at number 6 is Neuf by Paris Corner. Now, this is supposed to be inspired by Creed Aventus. I have never actually smelled Creed Aventus. I have smelled other fragrances that are inspired by it. If you don't know what that is, it is like, if you know what Baccarat Rouge is, 540, it's like almost the equivalent to that of like a fragrance that gets duped over and over and over again. People looking for a less expensive version of it. And it's typically known to be more on the masculine side, the Creed version. Now, the reason why I think I can say with confidence that this isn't an exact dupe, even though I haven't smelled that one, this doesn't lean all the way masculine to me. It's very unisex. I'd say it's very, very unisex. However, my husband has some dupes of the Aventus Creed, and he smelled it and he thinks it smells good, but even he was like, yeah, it's not a dupe and it's like a little too feminine for my husband. So this is so pineapple, you guys. And I often have had the hardest time picking out pineapple in fragrances. Now, if it is like a Bath and Body Works type of body spray or like a lotion that's very like fruity, tropical, and it has pineapple, I can pick it out. I have the Sugarful Sunshine. You guys, if you are looking for like a sweet candied pineapple summer scent, Sugarful, Cheerful, I think it's sweet. Sunshine. Sugarful Sunshine is so good. And I picked out the pineapple right away in that. Any other like niche type of fragrances that say pineapple, I was like, where? I don't smell the pineapple. This one, I absolutely do. This is Pineapple Woods. That, to me, I think this would smell so good on a man. And I do really like it myself. I've worn it a couple of times and I really, really like it. But I kept thinking, I like this on me, but I would love it on a man. So I do think this can go both ways. And if I was just picking out how it smells, I would maybe put it higher. For myself, I don't know that I'll wear it all the time. I think I'd have to be in the mood for it. Even though it has pineapple in it, I kind of think I would like this in the fall or winter time whenever I'm longing for summer. Because it is woody as well. I just think this would be the perfect, like you're sitting in your house, you're like, I want it to be warm so bad. And it still has that woodiness, so like it's appropriate, but you could just spray it on and still get that pineapple. And I think it would feel really cozy. So I think that's when I'm honestly gonna wear it the most. But I do think if you're looking for a nice fragrance for your man too, and you think he would appreciate a fragrance like this, I highly recommend it. And then you might even like it for yourself. Okay, now we have the Paris Corner Tusking Peach. You guys, I typically do not love a peach fragrance. It is hard for me to find one that I really like. There is one that I love, Gallagher Fragrances. They have Tonka Peach. I do really like that one. That one is though more so like cold weather type of peach. This is the first peach fragrance that I really, really enjoy. This is like a peach in milk almost. It's not that I smell milk. It's just very, very smooth. The peach doesn't smell fake to me. And I think this would be appropriate all year round, honestly. I could see this layering so beautifully in the winter, fall, winter time with something like with cardamom in it, cinnamon, something savory, something deep. And then this with it could really create almost like a boozy, spicy, like peach cobbler sort of vibe. But I do think it's light enough to enjoy in the spring and summertime as well. I've tried Peach Fields by Skylar. That was one that I just thought, I don't like this peach. So if you've been looking for a peach fragrance, I do recommend this. And I love this packaging is this kind of like smooth matte. it almost feels like it's going to be rubber, but it's not. I don't know. There's something very satisfying about it. Again, very, very, very weighty. So I think this is honestly one of the best peach fragrances I have smelled, and that is Tusking Peach. Okay, coming in at number 4 is December Vanilla or Vanille. I've seen it spelled different ways. On the bottle, it says Vanilla by Paris Corner. Now, this bottle is so pretty. You have the fleur-de-lis up here, fleur-de-lis, and it's the only one that's really shaped like this. The rest are, I don't know, they're not these tall, skinny ones. It does have the notes on the back too with like this little vanilla pod here. So I can just read you the notes off here. It's rum, vanilla orchid, jasmine, vanilla spicy notes, leather, tonka bean, rose, creme brulee, brown sugar, amber oud, patchouli, sugar, musk. Now, I've heard that this is supposed to be a dupe for the Kaoli sugared patchouli. I've actually never smelled that, and there's a reason. If a fragrance has the name patchouli in it, I'm like, not for me. That's what I think anyway. I'm not, okay, when I say I'm not a patchouli person, it does not mean that I will not wear a fragrance with it in it. A ton of my fragrances have patchouli in it, but I have some qualifiers. It cannot be the standout, most prominent note. And it has to be blended well, where it enhances, like patchouli, I get that it is like an enhancer for a fragrance. Like, you know, if you eat something salty and then you eat something sweet, it enhances the sweet and you can pick out different things like the chocolate. That is what I understand that patchouli does for a fragrance, but I don't want to bite into, you know, like a big chunk of salt. I don't want to smell patchouli really strong. So I stayed away from the sugared patchouli by Kaoli because I'm like, it's in the name. I don't want it. But I don't know for sure if they're dupes or not. I just know that I really enjoy this. And I will say, I can pick out the patchouli in this, but it is not the first thing that I smell. And it's blended so beautifully. This is definitely a cold weather fragrance. So I do get, the vanilla is rich. This smells expensive, you guys. This is also very unisex. The leather in it is very smooth too. It's not an animalic leather. It's not like, sometimes leather can almost have this like sour bitterness to it for me, but when it's smooth, I do really enjoy it. And this one is smooth. This is like, it's cold outside, there's snow, you're going out somewhere and you want your fragrance to last all evening because this is pretty strong. And you just want to smell like you've got some money. That is this. I really, really enjoy it. And I think the bottle is beautiful. All right, coming in at number 3, this was the second fragrance that I actually purchased. And that is Hair Pistachio by Paris Corner. I just learned how to say that. I've been saying Kahar. It is Khair. And then I thought, you know what? If you're going to do a YouTube video, you need to look it up, make sure you're saying it correctly. I was not. It is Kahar. It's like hair. Actually, it's like hair. So it's like hair with a at the beginning. So this is supposed to be inspired by Kaoli Yum Pistachio Gelato. I like this better. Yes, I do. I like this a lot better, actually. And I do really like the Kaoli. I have it. I wore it not too long ago. This one is deeper, richer. I get more pistachio out of this, whereas the Kaoli one is very powdery. And I like it for a layering one as well, because I need more depth to it sometimes. This one has more depth. This is what I wanted the Kaoli to be. So you get the pistachio, you get a sort of fluffiness from this, less of the powder, more of the nuttiness. It's very smooth. This is also a little bit longer lasting in my opinion. But when I was saying that some of their stuff wears off occasionally, the Paris Corner, this is the one I was talking about. Very, very minute little detail that does not really bother me. But since I'm reviewing and some people might be particular, I just wanted to point that out. So the bottle itself, that was gorgeous. The cap is stunning. I mean, you guys, this is crazy how good this is for how cheap this is. So this is going at my number 3, and that is Hair by Paris Corner. All right, coming in at number 2, we have another gourmand, and this is another from the Tusking flankers from Paris Corner, and this is Caramel Cascade. So again, we have that kind of almost rubberized, soft matte finish that they just want to do this all day long. It feels like you should be able to squeeze it, but you can't. I don't know. That's like a weird, but I love it. So this one is inspired by Bianco Latte. That was a fragrance that went extremely viral in the little bit more luxury niche category in 2023. All of the bigger like fragrance YouTubers that I watch, it was on a ton of their best lists, especially best gourmand lists of 2023. I often see if someone's doing like best caramel fragrances, it will be listed on there as well. And I do have another inspired by of that fragrance by Dua Fragrances, but I think this one is even better than my Dua one, and I'm satisfied. I don't really need the original. I mean, I just don't want to spend the money on it. I want to say it's like $250, somewhere around there, like $200, $250. This is so smooth. It is like a caramel cookie. And actually, if you remember the blue tin of cookies that have the pretzel shaped one, it's like a, looks like it's from England, the little canister is, and some have like little sugared crystals on the top. Some are like a little shortbread. If you open that up, that smell that you get, that is what this reminds me of so much. So it is like, it's still light and fluffy. It's not too heavy. Like some gourmands can be really, really heavy. This is still to me very much a fall winter fragrance because it's very cozy. It's not like a fresh fragrance. It's very cozy, sweet. You want to cuddle up and just be like, I smell so good, you could eat me. That would be this. If you like vanilla, if you like gourmand, and you like caramel, and you want something nice and cozy, I would absolutely recommend this. It smells so good. All right, coming in at my number 1, I'm in love with this fragrance so much. It is Fire Your Desire Emir. You guys, this is so good. Number 1, the bottle is just very classy, very elegant. It looks sophisticated. It's just timeless looking. And this is definitely inspired by Angel Share, Kilian Angel Share. That is one that I do have the original. I also have the Latafa Camera that's also supposed to be inspired by it. I don't think this one or Camera are exact dupes of Angel Share. And I'm actually a little bit glad, especially with this one, because you guys, I'm going to say this, I like this better than Angel Share. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with it. I want to spray it all. And you know what? What am I doing? I'm just going to spray it all over right now. I own it. I can do it. It smells amazing. Okay, here's why I like this a little bit better than Kilian Angel Share. If you've never smelled that one, it's very boozy. It is very strong, very, very strong. So is Camera. It is like a cinnamon apple pie, boozy, vanilla. Yeah. This does have cognac in it. That's the top note. This also has, I believe, that tonka praline, cinnamon apple, I believe. This is more feminine to me. It's unisex. There is like a femininity to this though, and something I can't quite put my finger on that is more wearable than the Kilian Angel Share. And like I said, I do like that one. I do appreciate it. I love the bottle. I'm so glad that I own it. Very expensive fragrance. This one, that one, I feel like you can only really get away with fall, winter. To me, it's like the perfect Thanksgiving fragrance. This one I've worn in 70 something degree weather and didn't feel like I was suffocating. I didn't feel like I was going to overpower anyone. I just smell freaking amazing. And it's not as like gourmand. It's not as boozy either. So I don't feel like if I got pulled over that a policeman might be like, are you sipping cognac? Even though that is a note, I think he would just be like, dang girl, I'm going to let you off because you smell so good. I cannot recommend this enough. This may honestly be one of my favorite fragrances in my entire collection. And I have over 200 bottles now. I don't know how many samples and travels I have. My collection is very large now. This is one of my favorites. I love it so much, you guys, so much. If you've ever wanted Angel, you're not going to get an exact dupe with it. But if you like it enough to try something similar, I think you will be so happy. And then if you always liked Angel Share, but it's a little too boozy for you, Fire Your Desire. It fires my desire, I will tell you that. So that is my number one, Fire Your Desire Amir from Aroma Concepts. And that is my ranking. I hope you guys check them out. I've really enjoyed shopping from them. I have a ton of other Middle Eastern fragrances in my collection that I do plan on doing more videos about. So make sure you subscribe to me. If you do want to save money on Aroma Concepts, you can use my code, link in the description. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, have fun shopping, budget shopping. Bye.